Hello everyone, my name's Alex and welcome to my channel. They come here for the puppies. We need a puppy. Definitely need a puppy. Gypsy, come here, say hi. They need to see puppies. Hop. There you go. Say hi everybody. Okay, yes, that's you are covered in mud. That's okay. Yeah, okay, you're done? Okay. So one of the most common questions I see people ask about cattle dogs is, how bad is their chewing? How long will they be chewing for? Are they really Tasmanian devils that will destroy my entire house? Well, maybe. Brand new carpet. Yep, my vintage pillowcase. This poor thing has been murdered like 5 times over. It was a raccoon at one point. Good Lord, are you kidding me? That stuff's just mild compared to what we've had in the past, especially with Silver when she was a puppy. She destroyed like blankets, all my bras, expensive shoes, all kinds of stuff. In all seriousness though, dogs chew. All dogs chew, especially puppies. Puppies chew. If you're going to get a dog, you need to expect that the dog will chew something. And there's the rare cases that you will have a dog that just doesn't chew anything. I don't believe it. I call BS, because dogs just chew. It's their way of figuring out the world. It's their way of figuring out what's theirs in their world. Now, some dogs chew more than others, and some dogs need more training than other dogs. It just depends on the dog. Now with heelers, there is a chewing phase. I'm telling you now, if you cannot handle their puppy phase, you probably shouldn't get one. So you bring home your cattle dog and it's the cutest little thing and it's listening to your commands, the training's going well, and then all of a sudden, between maybe around the 6 to 9 month mark, all hell breaks loose and they start chewing things. And you're like, what? What happened? My cattle dog is like the best dog ever, and all of a sudden he's chewing my furniture, he's grabbing things he's not supposed to. This is just a thing. It's not just cattle dogs. It's a dog, a puppy. They go through a chewing stage. I mean, and dogs will, to me, dogs will always want to chew something like bones or something. But if you have to remember that this is their way of figuring out their world. This is their way of figuring out, am I allowed to chew this? Is this mine? Or is this a no-no type thing? I've seen huskies like chew through an entire couch and like pop out on the other end. So dogs will chew. I cannot stress that enough. Like, it's just a thing they do. The people that say, oh, I want a dog that doesn't chew. Well, that's like saying I want a dog that has like no hair. Well, I mean, they do have dogs that have no hair now, but you get what I'm saying. You're bringing an animal into your home. You got to expect some things. It's not going to always be perfect. It's not going to always be like, you know, what's the phrase? It's not going to always be roses. You get what I'm saying. A lot of times I see shelters having cattle dogs that are around 8 months old, and the biggest excuse is, we couldn't handle it. We couldn't handle the puppy stage. I'm not sure what other people go through with cattle dogs. Yes, they are intense. Yes, you have to be willing to train them and spend time with them and teach them right from wrong. But if you can't handle a dog tearing up your house, I mean, especially if you're a puppy stage, 8 to 9 months, they're still babies. They're still trying to figure things out. And there's things you can do to help them. So if they do decide to grab something you love, whether it's your knitting, your clothes, your shoes, your furniture, the simplest and easiest training tip is to take away that item from them. Tell them no and replace it with something they can chew, like one of their toys. Having toys for them is huge, because it's an easy training tool. You just simply replace what they're chewing with the toy. Now, that being said, there's other reasons why dogs chew, for anxiety reasons and all that other stuff. But just for the simple fact of trying to figure out their world and figuring out their boundaries in the home, that's the simplest way to do it. Just you have to watch them. You have to make sure that they're not doing something bad. And I'm guilty of not watching them all the time. Hence the big hole in the bed. That was just ooh, the girls are very quiet today. But my girls are now 1.5 years old. They don't chew up the house like they used to. They know that they have toys that they can play with and they can chew with. They have certain chew bones they can chew. Also, I make sure they're not bored. The biggest thing with cattle dogs, if they're bored, they're going to destroy your house. because they're gonna find something to entertain themselves. So you want to make sure they have exercise. You want to make sure they have activities that stimulate them, that make them think. There's tons of like training toys out there, you know, where they open it up and ooh, there's a treat. You know, you can go hiking, play ball with them, anything to keep them occupied to help them through that chewing phase. So even if you get through the chewing phase, which I hope you do, because I hate seeing cattle dogs in shelters. They are like the worst. It just seems like it's the worst thing for them because they want to be with their human. They are so attached to you. Like they don't understand and they get very anxious, and then they usually people don't want to adopt them because they look so anxious and freaked out. But the puppy stage, if you can get through the chewing, which it really isn't, I mean, I guess I might be over exaggerating it, but I've seen some people really go through way worse than what I have because they're not training. They're not doing routine with the dog. They're not doing exercises with the dog. Routine is key with any pet, in my opinion. If you have a routine with your dog throughout the day of meal times, bedtimes, and then also you exercise your dog and you do training sessions with your dog, go for walks, it's not going to be bored enough to destroy your house. But baby dogs, just like babies, humans, they put things in their mouth. They want to know, is this edible? Is this something that's fun to do? You know, they're just like kids. So you have to just let them know what's okay and what's not okay. And if you can make it through the first year to 2 years, actually, I'd say 2 years. I'm pushing it to 2 years. Just some cattle dogs need 2 years, the 2 year mark. But my girls, like I said, are a year and a half. They are doing great. We don't have anybody ripping up furniture or carpet anymore or tearing up banisters or whatever. You know, you can get through this. I have faith you can get through this with your cattle dog. I'm not sure how other dogs are with their chewing phases because all I've had is cattle dogs and then our Kai Ken. But even Kage went through a chewing phase. It wasn't as extreme as cattle dogs, so I can say that. It was very mild compared to what we've experienced with the healers. But again, he went through a chewing phase. So just be patient. Patience is key. And like I said, the simplest form of training is to trade out whatever they're chewing on with something they can chew on and let them know that that's not okay. Cattle dogs are super, super smart. So if you talk to them, they'll understand that it's creepy how smart they are. They like know, they start to learn English, and then they even start to understand when you spell words out, like W-A-L-K, and then you have to start calling it other things, like we're going for a thingy. So, and then they figure that out. But anyway, so if you have patience, train your puppy and interact with your puppy, you should be fine. You should make it through the puppy stage. And then you'll have the best companion for the rest of your life. But seriously, the first 2 years, that's the trial period, I think, for anybody who's wanting to own a cattle dog and deal with their chewing. That being said, even though all mine are past their phase of chewing, they still want to chew. I mean, they're dogs. They like having their chew bones and they like playing with their toys. They are toy destroyers. There's very few toys that I've found that actually last. Kongs and Tuffy brand seem to last. For some reason, the Chuck It balls last, which is weird because they could tear through those like in a second. But like Silver, she is a squeaker killer. She will murder a squeaker if you give her the chance. She might be blind, but she will still find that squeaker and kill it. They're not allowed to live in this house. So you may go through a lot of toys with them because they'll still like to tear things up and they're a little bit destructive on that end, but it does calm down. I mean, I've had toys last a lot longer the older my cattle dogs get. And the 2 younger ones we have actually are doing pretty well at not totally killing their toys yet. It could be a plot. I'm only at the 1.5 year mark with those 2. So for those of you out there who are wondering if cattle dogs are chewers, yes, they are dogs. They are chewers. They're just a little bit more extreme than the other breeds. But hopefully this gives you a little bit more insight on what you're in for if you're planning on getting a cattle dog. And if you're not planning on getting a cattle dog, good luck to your other puppy adventures or even non-puppy adventures if you rescue and stuff, you know, because any dog, like I said, can chew, can destroy things. Training, 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 training. Say it again. Training, training, training. If you guys like this video, please click like and subscribe. On the buttons, click all the buttons, notifications, and I'll see you next time.